If you're someone who's always busy, it can be hard to feel like you have the time or the energy to cook. And sometimes it feels like the only way to make meals that actually taste good is to buy a bunch of fancy tools, spend hours prepping veggies, and spending a ton of time in the kitchen cooking. And that's absolutely not how it has to be. You don't need a ton of gear or a high-tech kitchen setup to make amazing food. And you definitely don't need to fill your drawers with things you'll only use once. Having fewer but more useful tools actually makes cooking way easier. So in this video, I want to share the 5 tools that I actually use all the time in my kitchen. These are tools that I reach constantly for because they're simple, they're beginner friendly, and they help me cook better, faster, and with a lot less stress. So one of my favorite kitchen tools is an immersion blender. If you've never used one before, it's basically a handheld blender that lets you blend things right in the container that you're already using. I love this for small batch sauces, blended soups, creamy dressings, pretty much anything where you want a smooth texture without dirtying your blender. It's great for nights where you just want to make a quick sauce to drizzle over your food or to whip up a cozy soup without a bunch of extra dishes. It's easy to clean, it's compact, and honestly, I use it way more than I ever expected. Now, the other tool that I use constantly is an actual blender because as much as I love the immersion blender, there are still some things where you just need an actual blender for. And a good blender is one of the most versatile tools you can have in any kitchen. I use mine for smoothies, soups, sauces, making cheeses, dressings, desserts. There's a ton of things you can do with it. And the reason I keep coming back to it is it makes everything so much easier. You can throw everything in, blend it up, and it's done. You don't need anything super fancy, but having a good blender that gets the job done does make everyday cooking feel so much easier. Another thing that I use all the time is mason jars. They're great for storing leftovers, making overnight oats, taking salads on the go, or keeping homemade sauces in the fridge. And one of my favorite ways to use them is for making salads ahead of time. Just put your dressing at the bottom, your heartier veggies, greens, toppings, and then you put the lid on, and when you're ready to eat, all you have to do is shake it and it's good to go. It's so simple and practical and it makes life a lot easier. Another tool that I use all the time is a citrus squeezer. It might sound small, but if you've ever had to fish lemon seeds out of your dish one by one, you know exactly why this one is on the list. I use fresh lemon or lime juice in so many of my recipes, from anything from sauces to soups, marinades, and salads. Citrus squeezer helps you get all the juice, none of the mess, and it saves time when you're cooking on a tight schedule. It's one of those little upgrades that makes cooking feel so much smoother, especially if you use citrus as often as I do. And the last tool that I want to talk about is a zester. So this is something that is so underrated in my opinion because it can be used for so much more than just adding lemon and lime zest to your dishes. One of my favorite ways to use it is to grate ginger or garlic directly into a recipe. When you zest it, it blends better, cooks easier, and honestly makes the whole prep work process a lot quicker and more enjoyable. So those are the 5 tools that I actually use in my kitchen. These are just simple things that make cooking so much easier. And when you're short on time or just trying to make great tasting meal without turning your kitchen upside down, that's what really matters. You don't need a bunch of fancy gear. You just need a few go-to tools that work for you and make your life easier in the kitchen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you get notified whenever I put out a new video like this. And let me know in the comments what your favorite kitchen tool is that you use every single day. And I will see you in the next one.